What is up, everybody? It's your boy Saber, and today is a guide, an in-depth guide to creating a character in ESO Elder Scrolls Online. So first, we're gonna go over the specific every class, their what they work good with and their skills. So first, we'll start off with the Breton. So Breton, they have good magic, stuff like that. They're really good. They're very powerful with anything magic. They have good spell resistance, and they have good magic recovery. So if you want to be a sorcerer or perhaps a Templar, this is where to go. Now my suggested class for this race would have to be either sorcerer, which uses magic and destroys the earth. No? Okay. So yeah, wields magic, or the Templar, which is the best healer in the game, in my opinion, which also uses magicka. Sorry guys, I can't talk today. So yeah, that was what I suggested, the Breton. Now, if you want to know a specific way to use the Breton, I can't exactly tell you that. Cause you know, I'm kind of new to this game, but I know enough about it to be able to tell you guys exactly what each class is good with. So this is what the champion gear looks like for the Breton Templar. The Breton sorcerer looks like this, which looks pretty cool, along with the Templar. I really like this particular skin. Okay, now we're gonna move on to the Red Guard. The Red Guard starts at Stratos Mackay, and they're really good with a lot of weapons. Now, a lot of people use the Red Guard wrong by using them for maybe Nightblades. I mean, there's no wrong way to use a class, right? But I mean, a race. But there's a specific way. Like, for example, one of my characters is a champion level 150. Now, champion level 150 means I'm basically level 150. Now, I picked a Red Guard Templar, hoping that it was good. Templar, hoping that it was gonna go good, but I have soon learned that I made a mistake, and I wish I could change my race, but I cannot. Why? Because this specific race is good with swords, giving them bonus with shields, stamina regeneration during combat, and duration of effects from food. So they would be good for things like a Dragonite or maybe a Nightblade. These are what I suggest you use it for, but yet again, you can use any of the classes. Next, we're gonna go to Orc. Now, the Orcs, they have a special place in my heart. In all the games, in all the Elder Scroll games, I've always used an Orc until today. This was the first character I had. I had an Orc Dragonite. Now, it was a good Dragonite. It was actually really decent. I really like the Orc Dragonite combination, just because Orcs have a lot of health. They're very tanky, and Dragonites are used to protect in certain missions. You're going to, like, for example, if you go into dungeons with your partners or your friends, there's usually 3 roles: DPS, which means damage per second, we have healer, and we have tank. Now, Dragonite Orc is a great tank, depending on how you build them. Each race can be built a certain way to be powerful in a certain thing. For example, if you wanted a Orc Nightblade, for example, you would want a tanky Nightblade, so a tank DPS. Now, a Dragonite Orc is a tank DPS as well, but mostly focusing on tank, which is what it really thrives in. So for this class, I suggest a Orc Dragon Knight or a Orc Templar, for they are also very strong in Magicka. Now we are going to move on with the High Elf. Now the High Elf, they are they're something, all right. They are really good with a lot of magic stuff, as you can tell by the by the little scroll bar on the right. They're really good with Magicka and anything that has to do with magic. That's why when you use it, High Elf, I suggest either to Magicka users, which is Templar or Sorcerer. Now all of these classes use this particular Magicka. Like all these classes use Magicka and Stamina, but it's the way you build is the way you want to attack. Now if you want to learn builds on certain classes and races combinations and how you want to put your skill lines in, just look it up, because I'm not, alright. So now that we've done with explaining on how I'm awesome, alright, stop. So yeah, I suggest a Sorcerer and Templar for this High Elf class. Next we have the Wood Elf. Now these guys, they're stealthy. Oh my god, he looks amazing. Like, look at this skin, look at this, don't you look like just the most American that you've ever say you're Americanized? No? Okay. So yeah, they're sneaky and very good with basically anything that has to do with a sword. They're good with bows. They're good as what I suggest, right, is I suggest Nightblade Wood Elf, because they're really good with if you read, they're really good with stealth, stamina, which is really important with a Nightblade, especially if that's your build. They have good archery, which is good for Nightblade, and they have good I think, in my opinion, that Nightblade, this is how my build is, because my current good character would be a Dark Elf Nightblade. Now I don't necessarily suggest this, but this was kind of a weird combination, but you know, I was getting a little inspired. No, I don't know. So cause I was making my own build. I was just kind of testing it out, and it worked. So yeah, I suggest that you use this particular class if you want to become a Nightblade. Now how I use my Nightblade is I use a Stamina Nightblade, which is really good with killing an enemy fast. Like, so Nightblades, there's the way you can make a Nightblade. You can make a tanky Nightblade, which not many people do, but those who do it, they don't do as much damage. So I mainly focus on damage Nightblade, so that I can kill the enemy before they even know I'm attacking, which means that I don't need a lot of health, because they'll already be dead by the time they even get 1 or 2 hits in. Now I also suggest Dragonite, because they're powerful in that sense too. So yeah, let's go on to Khajiit. Khajiit, the cat part of the side. Now, what I suggest for them is they're as well sneaky. They're just the sneakiest sneakies that I've ever sneaked on the Sneaky Palace. What am I talking about? Okay, so I suggest a Dragon Blade, just because they're sneaky. They're good with stamina, all that good stuff. They're good with pot picking, which will be something, because in the future video I will be talking about pot picking, stealing, and all that type of information. Wow, who said that? I didn't know. So they're good with stealth, which is a lot of Nightblade, stamina recovery, and weapon damage, which yet again is the quick kill easy Nightblade. I also just suggest Dragonite, because most races that are good with Nightblade are pretty okay with Dragonite. So I suggest Dragonite, Now this particular stuff is their strength is stamina and stealth. So Dragonite is perfect for them, but don't just like, oh, good at stamina, I'm gonna make all stamina, I'm gonna make a stamina 10, magic 0 and health 0. No. It's good to base everything, because Dragonite will not only be stamina as well as Nightblade, which is something that I messed up on my Nightblade at the beginning of it, because I thought, oh, Nightblade, I want to make a stamina build for this, so I only did stamina, which caused my Nightblade to not use any of his abilities, because the starting abilities have a lot of magicka. So I suggest you have a good amount of magicka with Dragonite. Alright, now finally we're gonna go to the Ebonheart pack. We're gonna start off with the Dark Elf, which is what I have, which, yeah, it was not a good, it was a weird choice. So their strengths is fire damage. Now fire damage is really up the Dragonite's alley. And look at the skin. I just love the whole style of the Dark Elf. It is right up the Dragonite's alley with fire. They use a lot of fire moves. Sorcerer is also not really, like, it's good. All right, it's good with this particular person, especially if you have a fire staff. Now, obviously, you see these armors. You're not gonna start off with these armors. You're gonna start. Oh, put the clothes on. You're gonna start off with stuff like this. It's not anything too special, but I always look at these kind of stuff. So this is good with fire. So I would just get a sorcerer with fire stuff, or maybe a Dragonite with a fire build. Next, we're gonna go to a Nord. Now Nords, they're like orcs in a sense. They're good for tanking, and I suggest as well, tanky stuff is usually Dragonite and Templar. Now Templar is like a tanky cleric. Cleric is another name for healer. So yeah, I suggest those two. Because he's good with they're good with stamina and two-handed weapon usage, such as using one-handed. Like, see, this guy, he's using a shield and a sword. Yeah, you could do that, or you could use one giant blade to cut through your foes and to show them how dominant you are, because you have a bit longer stick than they do. So yeah, I suggest those two things, and finally, and last but probably, in my opinion, least, alright, they are the hippies of Elder Scrolls Online. Tamro's own hippies, the Argonian. Now, I don't use Argonian, and I don't suggest you use them. What? Who said that? I've never used Argonian. I've never been a fan of Argonian. I don't like their style. Like, look at this dude. He looks ridiculous. He looks like he needs some help. He looks like he needs some milk. Do you need milk, buddy? Do you need milk? Probably. Okay. So I would suggest for this is a Templar or a Nightblade. For these, alright, so I like these. Alright, the only thing that they have a plus on is their swimming speed. Okay? Yeah. So the reason why I suggest a Templar for this is that they are good with healing received. So they're good at healing, giving healing. They good with using potions, which no one really uses. So yeah, that's basically all it is. They're good with this. They're good with this, alright? Let's just say that. They're good with magicka, so that's why they would be good as a Templar. Now, Templar, every class has some attack stuff, and most every class has something that you can either heal yourself or put your damage resistance up. Now that you've done this, the rest is up to you. So we're gonna act like I just made my character again, which was this. So let's make, oh, I want to be muscular. See, now this does not affect your game style at all. You could be, let me put it at this. You could be freaking skinny as heck. It won't affect your game style or your gameplay. Nothing, none of this really affects your gameplay. What does affect your gameplay is your class, your race, everything. A lot of people don't understand this. Classes and races, if you just pick, alright, so let's say in every game you pick Dark Elf. Alright, I always pick Dark Elf. And then you're like, huh, what do I want to play? Well, I really like magic. I'm gonna go Sorcerer. Now, that's kind of a bad example because Dark Elf is good as a Sorcerer. But classes and races have to go together. They have to be adjacent to each other. They have to both influence each other. So everything has to connect. It's like a big family of powers. All right, yeah. So yeah, I hope you guys found this useful. This is my first guide, but definitely will not be my last. So yeah, as always, if you took any helpful from this guide, or you want to see the bottom part of this, what? If you liked this at all, drop a like down below. And make sure that you let me know that you liked it, so I can make more. And tell me what I need to improve on these. Maybe it's how fast these are. Maybe how long the videos are in general. Just give me some tips on what I need to do to be successful in life. Thank you, and have a good night. That was a really weird entrance. I mean exit. Okay, thank you everybody for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.